Hi everyone, it's the Secondhand Took here again with another unboxing video. I know it's been quite some time since my last unboxing and I have tried to change things up a little bit. I'm actually using my iPad mini to do this filming, so let me know what kind of equipment you prefer. I do still have the other camera, but this was a little more convenient for me. Anyway, the adventure pack we're going to cover is the Battle of Carn Dum AP, the penultimate pack in the Angmar Awakens Cycle. I will also be doing the encounter cards in a separate video, so if you want to skip past this and go right to that, feel free to do so. Otherwise, let's get right into it. First up, we have Amarthiel, the Dunedain hero we were promised. He or she, there's actually a bit of a debate going on the forums right now, but Amarthiel, I'll just say, is a leadership hero with the Dunedain, Ranger, and Warrior traits. Amarthiel starts with 10 threat, has 1 willpower, 3 attack, 3 defense, has 3 hit points, and has the text that reads, "While you're engaged with at least 1 enemy, Amarthiel gains the tactics resource icon. While you're engaged with at least 2 enemies, add 1 additional resource to Amarthiel's pool when you collect resources during the resource phase." This hero looks pretty exciting to me. I've already heard a lot of good things about her. Most people seem to be pretty impressed by the card and really likes the direction a lot of these heroes are going. You know, Amarthiel's not going to be breaking anything, but certainly opens up new ways to help with the Dunedain deck, and I'm already imagining maybe Amarthiel, Scorpigorn, and I think it's Damrod, just to maybe get some traps out to keep enemies engaged with you. Who knows, but I'm really looking forward to using this. We have the Guardian of Arnor, who is a 3-cost leadership ally, has 1 willpower, 1 attack, and 1 defense, has 3 hit points, has the Dunedain and Ranger traits, has the Sentinel keyword, and reads, "Guardian of Arnor gets +1 defense for each enemy engaged with you." You'll have to pardon the noise, that would be the cat in the background. I actually kind of like this card. I don't know if you really want to run 3 copies of it, but certainly 1 or 2 wouldn't be bad if you are really taking advantage of the Dunedain trait and bringing in a lot of enemies. This could be a nice little blocker, and if you are maybe you have 2 enemies, ideally 4 snared in front of you, then the Guardian of Arnor can do some pretty good defense against maybe other players. We have Doom Hangs Still. Doom Hangs Still is a 5-cost leadership event. It has a planning action, which reads, "Until the end of the round, players do not raise their threat from questing unsuccessfully," and a Valor planning action, which when a player is at 40 or higher threat, this ability can be used, and it says, "Raise each player's threat by 2 to skip the quest phase this round." This is certainly an interesting one. I'm not sure what to make of it yet. It also doesn't really fit in my playstyle. I haven't really taken advantage of the Valor keyword yet, and I'm not sure really if a lot of people have. Always seems to be a bit of an afterthought, but who knows. 5 costs also seems a little bit expensive, but maybe we will have something that reduces the cost. Who knows, but right now I'm not too excited about it, but I'm sure someone will come up with a fun way to play with this. Next up, we have yet another powerful Ent ally. This is Beachbone, a 3-cost tactics ally, has the Ent trait, has 2 willpower, 2 attack, 1 defense, 4 hit points, cannot have restricted attachments, enters play exhausted, and has the response, "After Beachbone is declared as an attacker, deal 1 damage to him to deal X damage to the defending enemy. X is the amount of damage on Beachbone." I definitely like this ability. I can see why he is 3 cost, because this could really get out of hand. Certainly goes really well too with the Westinghall Preserver, I think that's the name that just came out. This can be a pretty fun card. Next up, we have Hold Your Ground. Hold Your Ground is a 1-cost tactics event. It has an action, choose and ready a Sentinel character, and it has a Valor action that says ready all Sentinel characters. For 1 cost to ready a Sentinel character, which there are starting to become a lot more, this isn't a bad little readying effect, especially in tactics. And the Valor action's even better if you actually get there. So who knows? This could be something that you don't want to build your deck around, but certainly if you find yourself having a lot of Sentinel characters, this could be really great. And if you know you're playing with a friend who maybe has Baragond or Erkenbrand, you could keep a couple copies in here just to keep that hero readying up. And it also isn't devoted just to heroes, which is another added bonus. Next up is Lindir. Lindir is a 3-cost spirit ally, has the Noldor trait, and has 2 willpower, 1 attack, 2 defense, 2 hit points, and has a response. After Lindir enters play, if you have less than 3 cards in your hand, draw until you have 3 cards in your hand. Certainly not anything too flashy. I run a mono spirit deck that I think wouldn't mind to see at least one copy of this. That way near the end of the game, once you kind of run out of gas, you can just play down Lindir and maybe refill your hand. At 3 cost, it is a little bit high. Right now, it's just going to be a singleton that I'm going to throw into a mono spirit deck just to maybe breathe some life into my cards midway through the game. Next up, we have Lords of the Eldar. Lords of the Eldar is a 3-cost spirit event. It can only be played from the discard pile, as the first line of it states, and it has an action: place Lords of the Eldar on the bottom of your deck from your discard pile. Then, until the end of the round, all Noldor characters get +1 in willpower, +1 attack, and +1 defense until the end of the phase. This is certainly a card that would do really well depending on how many Noldor characters you have out, or if you have in a multiplayer game, how many Noldor characters are shared across the different players. If you have one character out, this is really going to be a bit of a dud, but if there's 4, 5, 6 Noldor characters, which you might even be able to accomplish this just with, the number of heroes you have, this certainly wouldn't be bad. Next up is a card that I think is pretty cool. It's the Long Defeat. It is a 1-cost lore attachment. It has the condition trait, and it says attached to a quest card in play, limit 1 per quest. It has a response: after attached quest is defeated, each player either draws 2 cards or heals up to 5 damage from among characters he controls. This is pretty neat. If you were just listening to the most recent Cardboard of the Rings episode, it seems like you could actually, depending on how you spread the damage out, heal 10 damage if you have Elrond in play and you heal enough characters and just ping them for 1 heal. To draw 2 cards is really nice. It's a low cost. Might even really be good in a solo deck that is running Lord, depending on how many quest stages are in play, or if it, for some reason, runs a lot of side quests. But definitely an interesting card to play around with. Quick Ears. It is a 1-cost lore event. It has a response: exhaust a Dunedain or Ranger hero to cancel an enemy card just revealed from the encounter deck. Then, shuffle it back into the encounter deck and reveal an additional encounter card. At the moment, I really don't know how I feel about this, because I'm always worried that if I cancel an effect and then bring one right back in, it's going to be the same thing, it's going to be worse, it's going to be surged, it could be all 3, who knows. It just always worries me, and I don't know if it's worth it to exhaust a hero to do this. This could just make Eleanor all the better. She can cancel shadows, or treacheries, she can cancel enemies revealed, but I don't know how I feel about this without a consistent form of readying. The 1 cost certainly isn't too bad, but we have to see, I think, what else is going to be released before we really devote ourselves to this. And then lastly, we have Favor of the Valar with some pretty neat artwork. It's a 3-cost neutral attachment. It also has the condition trait. It attaches to a player's threat dial, limit 1 per player, and it has a forced effect. When you would be eliminated by reaching your threat elimination level, instead discard Favor of the Valar and reduce your threat to 5 less than your threat elimination level. You are not eliminated. So, as you can tell, it's a bit of a mouthful. Long story short, if you get to your threat elimination level, whether it's 50 or something different depending on the quest, this will bring you back to life, reduce your threat to 5 below whatever that elimination level is, and you get a few extra shots at winning the quest. This is maybe a card worth keeping 1 copy in the deck. Certainly wouldn't run 3 copies of unless you're doing some crazy threat stuff. Certainly very cool, and it could be interesting. Maybe we'll do other things that mess around with our threat elimination level, who knows. But right now, maybe throw a copy in, otherwise I might just disregard it. So those are the player cards. Hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry I was a bit tongue-tied in some of my readings. It's been a long time since I've had to do this, and it's just been a very tiring day already, and I'm just looking to actually turn these cameras off and start building a deck and whatnot. So anyway, thanks for listening. Again, any comments, questions, concerns, let me know. Let me know what you think about this this new setup and anything I can do to improve it or whatnot, and I will see you guys later. Thanks. Bye.